Thank you for selecting the Commission on Sentencing's SGS Web Sentencing Module Submit Judicial Proceeding video. This video will provide an overview of the dashboard, how to enter a sentence, and submit a judicial proceeding within the Commission's SGS Web application. After logging into JNet and the Commission's SGS Web application, the digital dashboard will appear. To search for an existing case, click on the Judicial Proceedings tab on the left-hand navigation bar. Select specific search criteria and click on the search button. Once the case appears within the digital dashboard, click on the sentence box. The sentencing dashboard will appear. On this screen, fill in the applicable information for all offenses. Required fields are marked with an asterisk. This will include the sentencing date and start date fields. And if a DUI is included within the judicial proceeding, there are 3 questions that will need to be answered. When the disposition leading to convictions is the same for all offenses in the judicial proceeding, check Apply Disposition to all JP offenses. For CIP programs and State Drug Treatment Program, corresponding fields will appear in red if one or more of the offenses in the judicial proceeding are ineligible. If that is the case, the sanction will not be a sentencing option unless the prosecutor waives the offender's ineligibility and the judge accepts the waiver. The Megan's Law Adam Walsh Act section will populate questions when there is a sexual offense within the judicial proceeding. When an offense does not receive a sentence, there are several options to use. Check Merged, Diversion, or Delete. If the sentence is guilt without further penalty, click the checkbox under the GWFP column. Once all the information is entered, click the Save button. The sentencing dashboard will now refresh. Click on the Manage link located to the left of the offense. The Sentence Sanction Manager screen will appear. Credit for time served can be entered at the top of the screen. Under the Other Information field, fines or restitutions can be entered. The disposition leading to this conviction can be selected. Report sentences for offenses in the order in which the court sentenced to establish the correct concurrent consecutive relationships within the judicial proceeding. This order may not be in the order in which they are listed on screen. SGS Web does not capture information on concurrent or consecutive sentences from other judicial proceedings. Click on the Save, Credit, and Sanctions button. The screen will refresh. Click on the Finish this offense and Return to Sentence page button. The sentencing dashboard screen will appear with the sentencing information located under the description of the offense. Click on the Module Complete button. Additional questions must be answered following the completion of the sentencing module. The Boot Camp section provides whether the offender is eligible for the State Motivational Boot Camp. If the offender is not eligible, but the prosecutor and the judge agree on the waiver of ineligibility, those fields will need to be answered accordingly. If an offense is a DUI, there are questions involving treatment information. Offenders sentenced to state incarceration may be eligible for the Recidivism Risk Reduction Incentive Program. If they are not eligible, but the prosecutor and the judge agree on the waiver of ineligibility, and the judge directs the DOC to calculate the RRI minimum, those fields will need to be answered accordingly. Offenders sentenced to state incarceration may be eligible for short sentence parole if the aggregate minimum sentence or RRI sentence is 2 years or less. For sentences to county incarceration, in which an offender may be eligible for release prior to reaching the minimum sentence, the judge must state if an offender is eligible for county reentry at the time of sentencing. There are 3 questions related to that field. If there is an aggregate state incarceration sentence of 4 years or more, a question as to whether the court ordered mandatory state reentry supervision will need to be answered. The Additional Information, PSI, Risk Assessment, etc. field has 2 questions. Did the court receive a recommendation for additional information via sentence risk assessment prior to sentencing? And what information was ordered? Once all required questions are answered, click the Save Continue button. The case will now be in the Pending Submission Proceedings tab within the digital dashboard. The judicial proceeding still needs to be submitted. Click on the Commission ID number for the case. Click on the Submit button, which will be the final step in submitting the judicial proceeding. For additional SGS Web related information, please visit the Commission's website at pasentencing.us. From the home page, select SGS Web. Under the drop-down menu, select SGS Web Help Desk to obtain the help desk information, or select SGS Web Documentation for a list of SGS Web related references. To submit a request to the Help Desk, click on the SGS Web Help Desk portal button. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.